A breakthrough whole systems concept for revitalization of rural towns is coming. One that liberates residents from the economic treadmill and provides regionally self-reliant prosperity. Get to know the Rainbird Rural Revitalization Concept. It's like nothing you've ever seen before. Company towns used to be the economic backbone powerhouse of America. Due to exporting jobs overseas through globalization, what used to be prosperous, regionally self-reliant rural and semi-rural towns are dwindling or abandoned small towns throughout the nation. The mass migration in search of employment to ever more expensive big cities has resulted in overcongestion and soaring homelessness, poverty, and crime. The mission of Rainbird is to restore thrivability throughout America by building whole systems towns and villages for regional self-reliance and relocalization of prosperity starting in Utah County. Henry Ford said, "If I had asked people what they wanted, they would have asked for faster horses." The prevalence of horses blinded most people to the underlying need. People didn't need faster horses. They needed better transportation. If you ask people today what they want, they will ask for more money. The average person in Utah earns $66,000 and spends 118% of that on expenses. 31% of earnings is spent on housing and utilities. 29% is spent on servicing 2 cars with payments, fuel, insurance, and upkeep. That's 60% of income that could otherwise be saved under a better system. The hand-to-mouth existence that most people lead today on a buck-chasing treadmill designed for maximum extraction of labor and income has blinded them to the underlying need. People don't need more money. What they really need is liberation from the extractive economic treadmill so they can keep more of what they earn to prosper and pursue their purpose for being. They need thrivability. The Age of Thrivability, by Michelle Holliday, defines thrivability as the ongoing ability of life to thrive at every level within a living system. What that means in practical terms is freedom from mortgage payments, property taxes, homeowners insurance, home improvements and repairs, utility bills, municipal fees and permits, healthcare and education costs, and from having to service 2 cars for long commutes with payments, fuel, upkeep, and auto insurance. A corporation can deduct many of these things as business expenses while you cannot. These freedoms could be realized by a self-contained employee-owned producer cooperative that provides on-site employment, education, healthcare, and housing as benefits of employment. Certain paradigm shifts away from the debt-slave mindset are required to ensure future prosperity. Extractivist economies seek to extract as much money from individuals as possible and promotes reliance on credit, whereas circular economies create local economic resilience and prosperity. Regional supply chains eliminate reliance on vulnerable, costly, and wasteful global supply chains. Remote governance is out of touch with what is happening on the ground and creates one-size-fits-all policies that create more problems than they solve. Localized governance is flexible and is governed by the same people who their policies directly affect. Cooperative housing for employees and reinvestment in their profit-sharing employee-owned producer cooperative eliminates the risk from the boom and bust equity roller coaster most homeowners have suffered in the banker-controlled real estate market, replacing it with equity in their employee-owned cooperative over which they have control. Mentored self-directed education advances all 9 forms of intelligence regardless of age and promotes lifelong learning, as opposed to centralized, ideologically driven curricula ranked by age. On-site agroecology restores ecosystem functionality, human health and regional self-reliance as opposed to toxic, taxpayer-subsidized agriculture depleting our soils for corporate profits. On-site integrative medicine replaces the conventional sick care system controlled by profit-motivated insurance companies responsible for the 3rd leading cause of death in America. Integrative medicine is preventative, improves health and wellness outcomes and minimizes medical costs while improving productivity. Centralized energy creates high transmission losses, single points of failure or sabotage, has significant inertia and can be slow and expensive to upgrade with new technologies or to integrate intermittent renewable energy. Transmission involves extensive hard to properly maintain infrastructure that can become hazardous. All costs are passed on to consumers. A localized power network is less vulnerable to large-scale outages since the risk is spread across many smaller power sources. Local microgrids can operate independently during a main grid failure. Generating power close to the point of consumption significantly reduces the amount of energy lost during transmission and distribution. Communities can generate and manage their own power, reducing reliance on distant utilities while increasing energy security. Localized power generation can foster local economic development by creating jobs in manufacturing and maintenance. Consumers can also become prosumers by selling excess energy back to the grid. Through a self-contained resident employee-owned cooperative that delivers on-site employment, agroecology, education, healthcare, housing and utilities as benefits of employment, residents could save 60% of their income plus earn business equity, resulting in freedom from economic servitude and achieve genuine thrivability. What is needed are regionally self-reliant and autonomous but networked towns and villages sharing values, know-how, trade and expertise with each other, thus revitalizing the nation. The solution is a whole systems community infrastructure that's scalable by replication and adapted to local needs. We are a coalition of 3 organizations dedicated to restoring thrivability throughout the nation. Rainbird Rising is a non-profit public charity that identifies towns throughout America that need revitalization and provides grants for redevelopment as well as management consulting. Rainbird Development Company is a team of professionals that build whole systems towns and villages for municipalities, employee-owned companies, producer cooperatives, and university campuses. Rainbird Village is a hybrid non-profit organization and producer cooperative transitioning to a home rule municipality that owns all land and improvements, houses the headquarters of Rainbird Rising, a regenerative arts and ecologies institute, as well as an employee-owned producer cooperative providing products and services to regional and global markets, thus combining municipal government, commons and commerce into one holistic system. It will serve as our working whole systems demonstration site. In addition to tuition, grants, donations, endowments, and incidental income from its nonprofit activities, Rainbird Village will further derive revenue from the services it provides through the on-site employee-owned producer cooperative, namely, health and wellness programs at the Integrative Medicine and Holistic Health Wellness Retreat, a convention center for public events, seminars, weddings, family reunions and corporate events, hospitality services and accommodations for guests, including convenience stores and farm-to-table restaurants, a shopping complex for goods made in our skills training makerspaces, a farmer's market for regenerative agricultural products produced on-site, 2 RV parks for ecotourism guests. Having a demonstration site like Rainbird Village will liberate perceptions from the treadmill mindset, open eyes to a better way to live, and will spike demand for the Rainbird Village model in other locations. The Rainbird Thrivability system can be replicated throughout the heartland. Rainbird Village will be the demonstration site that spikes demand for the Rainbird Village model in other locations. Rainbird Rising identifies towns that want to adapt our model to suit their needs and provides grants for redevelopment. Rainbird Development implements the needed infrastructure and improvements. Rainbird Rising then mentors those towns on governance, prosperity, and thrivability. We welcome those who see the innovative broad implications of the Rainbird concept in revitalizing the nation and want to join our movement. We welcome corporate sponsors who would like to demonstrate to the public how their innovations operate and mesh in a whole system setting. We welcome those individuals, corporations, foundations, and family offices that would like to contribute tax-deductible donations to our nonprofit activities, and impact investors who would like to broaden their legacy by funding our producer cooperative venture. For more information, please send us an email.